Mornings with Luann and Tim. We did it. It's Friday and I have cookies. Cookies. Look at them all. I'm so excited. Tim Hortons Smile Cookies.
Don't say I never give you nothing.
No, he brought them in this morning, and you know what we're finding, because people in the building are starting to come in for work and they're looking through, and it's kind of funny because they want to see what they look like. Kevin got one with some big eyes.
Big eyes.
Big blue eyes. Today's the last day, so go get your Smile Cookies.
I believe this is the last day. I don't know if they're going for the weekend. I don't think so.
I don't believe so either.
So I pulled up to the window and I said, 2 dozen, please. And she said, really? Oh, thank you. Like they were exuberant. Like, thank you so much.
Makes your staff and your coworkers happy. It makes Tim Hortons happy. It makes people who benefit
the
from the
Twinkie
Smile
Foundation
Cookies
happy, and Arch happy.
And Twinkie.
And then I combined it with Alzheimer's Society coffee break.
Have a coffee and a cookie.
Have a coffee and a cookie, and so when you buy the cookie, the dollar is going to the local charities, and to Arch and the Twinkie Foundation, and then you can get somebody to throw a little bit of coinage into your Alzheimer's box, and then you're helping out all kinds of different charities.
Great?
Aren't I creative?
You're so creative.
Yeah.
Creative.
And if you don't like any of this stuff, have a pepperoni pizza, because it's National Pepperoni Pizza Day.
You should have had a pepperoni pizza here for Smile Cookies for dessert.
Can you give me a break right now?
She's never satisfied.
I was driving to work and I was thinking, she, gave me heck on air saying, oh, you never got me the breakfast from Pauline's place, and you never bring me a Smile Cookie. Now I bring the Smile Cookies, and she says, where's my freaking pizza?
Now I want the pizza, baby.
I'll tell you what else you can have today.
Punch?
National Punch Day, but not that kind of a punch.
Oh, no.
How'd you like a nice Hawaiian punch? Those commercials aren't in the air anymore. Remember those?
No, they were,
They were violent.
They were.
How'd you like a nice... Remember those commercials?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then he would wind up and pop you.
Yeah. Kind of. So Hawaiian punch as in the drinking punch?
It is. It's National Punch Day that you would drink. Yeah.
Did you bring some of that?
No, I'm going to save that until after lunch because it's going to be spiked with vodka for you.
I'm in. Why do we have to wait till after lunch then?
Because you got to do a couple more news reads today.
Okay.
I don't want you going on the news all liquored up again.
You know what? I'm trying to get beyond that. I'm trying to move forward.
What else is it today? It's Sophia Loren's 85th birthday.
Wow. That's amazing. And she's still with us.
Sophia's still with us.
She's still with us. That's awesome.
She is.
Well, because,
you never do know. 85.
Beautiful.
I know.
She is one of the icon actresses, in my opinion, that has aged beautifully. Yes. I don't know if it's what her secret is, but I would like to know.
She also probably is one of the most famous. What do you say? Décolletage?
Yeah, décolletage.
This area, the cleavage and the check. She
has the most favorite.
This area. Up.
Boob up. Yeah, she really does.
Even at 85. Oh, see?
Look at her.
I know.
She's so elegant and classy.
Who the heck was she married to? Who was her famous? She had a famous husband, director.
She?
Yeah. Gosh, I can't recall. But anyway, happy birthday, Sophia Loren. 1973, this was the date that Billie Jean King beat Bobby Riggs in the Battle of the Sexes.
1973? Holy moly.
And you know that was all based on equal pay.
Yes, it was.
Which she got.
And I think that people forget that. I think it was more...
Because it turned into a publicity stunt.
Well, and it also was very much with a feminist lead, and women can do as well as men. But it was initially
the lead up to that was her saying the purse should be the same for female athletes as it should be for male athletes. You get just as many viewers.
Yeah.
Right, there they are right there when she beat them. I watched that movie
too. And the
too.
Tennis Association, to be fair, in the States also changed so that women from that year on made the exact same money. So good for them.
And that's why it was really cool this year when, what's her last name? Oh, Canadian. Andreescu. Yes, when she won and she actually posed with Billie Jean King because her purse was $3.85 million, the same as the man's.
Imagine.
I'm making that number, but it was something like that, wasn't it? $3 million?
Okay. Yeah.
Anyway.
Hey, big surprise on the Ellen show yesterday. So cute.
What, she's straight?
No. Oh. That would be a big surprise, wouldn't it? She had a trio of young people on, 14. And they made...
they were 14-year-olds.
Yes.
I was like, Luann, a trio was 3, it's not 14.
I'm sorry. Thank you. Yes. A trio of 14-year-old boys.
Okay.
And one of them was getting bullied at school all the time for wearing the same clothes because he couldn't afford to buy new clothing. So a couple of guys, you know, had another buddy film it on their cell phone, and they gave him new clothing.
Wow.
And it went viral. It just went viral. So Ellen likes that kind of stuff. Like, who wouldn't? So they had she had them on her show, and they were chatting about it and stuff. And then Will Smith surprised the three of them. Well, they freaked. They flipped out. He said, I was talking to Jada, his wife, and when I saw that video, I said, I gotta go and meet those guys because we are supposed to just plain old love each other. And then he gave them each bags full of clothing from his line and some Converse running shoes, apparently.
Oh, there they all are.
Yeah, they were beside themselves. Look at the guy in the middle. Isn't that sweet?
That is so cool.
Yeah, you know what? Ellen does some awesome work featuring just plain old lovely stories.
She had those two little kids that ran and hugged. There were two little, like maybe 3-year-olds or whatever, and the video went viral. They saw themselves in an airport or something, and they ran together. Did you see that?
I didn't see that
like
one.
Little itty bitty kids, and then she had them on the show. I didn't watch it, but
cute.
I just heard. Yeah.
She's awesome. Way to go, Ellen.
On a sadder note, Aaron Carter's really not doing well, Luann.
Oh, that poor boy.
Luann was talking about this was it last week or even earlier this week, that he went on a show called The Doctors. He said he's been through all these testing and that he has been diagnosed with, he said at that time, schizophrenia, bipolar, he said, I'm manic depressive, and anxiety. So, so he started tweeting yesterday, because now his family has taken out, his brother Nick Carter has taken out a restraining order against him because they say that he's off threatening violence.
Yes, he's
having harmful thoughts, and they're wondering if he's hearing voices. Is it schizophrenia? What? And they know that he owns firearms, and he's kind of threatened. He said he's had thoughts about killing babies and
he wanted to kill his sister-in-law who's pregnant.
Lauren Kitt is Nick's wife. Okay, so listen, they take out a restraining order now. He's getting all upset, and now he starts tweeting that he's not. He said, I never said that I was. He said, I've been through all kinds of tests, but I have never been diagnosed as bipolar or schizophrenic. So he's completely doing a 180 from what he said. And in this tweet storm, he also alleges that his late sister, Leslie Carter, now Leslie apparently was diagnosed with bipolar disorder or schizophrenia because she was on, what's the drug they give you for lithium. She didn't like the way the lithium felt. Now, by the way, this is a sister who passed away in 2012 at the age of 25 from a suspected prescription medication overdose. So that's Leslie. So he says that Leslie went off her meds because she didn't like the way that lithium made her felt, and he said when she went off her meds, she would do things that weren't always right, and he said she raped him for 3 years from the ages of 10 to 13. So in a tweet,
he said that in a tweet.
He accuses his late sister of raping him for 3 years.
Oh.
And then he goes on to say that his brother, Nick, has abused him his entire life, and goes on to suggest in these tweets that Nick also abused another female family member. He then goes on to say that he was sexually assaulted by 2 backup dancers previous to the rape by his sister, which would put it like 8 to 10 years of age by backup dancers.
Wow.
Then he's saying that the 3 women who've accused his brother Nick of sexual assault should join him on the Wendy Williams show when he says, Wendy Williams, have me on your show so I can talk about this, and bring on the 3 women who've accused my brother of sexual assault. And then he goes on to tweet, someone should get a hold of my sister, Angel, the one, she's still alive, and do a drug test on her immediately. Angel, you are smoking weed while you're breastfeeding your infant child.
Oh my word.
All in one day.
Wow, what a family.
Have a smile cookie after all of that.
Yeah, no kidding.
Listen,
absolutely. Who's on the show?
We have a very feel-good show today.
Yeah.
We have
What does he look like? Oh, he's cute.
I got a cute cookie.
Yeah.
We have my friends from the Summit that are coming on to talk about what they're doing for first responders, and they're putting on a whole, it's quite an event.
Awesome.
It started off as an appreciation day for first responders, and it's turned into a carnival at the Summit. And that's going to start the show off. Then Luann has the news. There's so much more. The only thing we don't have today, Lou, we don't have the Humane Society. Guess they get holidays too.
Yes.
Laura's on holiday this week. But,
and she deserves it.
so we'll just talk a little bit more.
Yeah, we'll just chat more. Imagine us
I'll be chatting right
more.
after this with the Summit. Don't go anywhere. Enjoy your morning on Mornings with Luann and Tim.
Maitland Ford is a family-owned dealership that's been around with the Ford franchise since 1984.
What I love about my Ford, I love the technology. I love the way it rides, I love the way the seats hug me, and I love the control I have right at the steering wheel.
When they say that it's a true family atmosphere, it is 100%. They've been in business for close to 50 years.
Employee pricing is back. That means you pay what we pay for a Ford SUV, F-150, Ranger, or Mustang.
You pay what we pay.
Absolutely.
Since 1899, the Machine Shop has been a unique space for innovation and creativity. Once a leading pulp and paper company, the Machine Shop was built by Francis H. Clerg, which later became part of St. Mary's Paper in 1984. After the closure of St. Mary's Paper in 2011, the Machine Shop spent 4 years vacant. In 2015, the Machine Shop reopened their doors to the community for the first time. From weddings to galas to concerts and festivals, the one-of-a-kind venue has something for everyone. We are proud to work with the community and local nonprofits to host major events such as Festival of Trees, Pearls and Plaid, an evening at Hogwarts, and more. While you're here, wind down at the Mill Steakhouse and Wine Bar for a quiet dining experience, or watch a game and try a wood fire oven pizza and local draft at the Boiler Room. Don't forget to save room for house-made gelato and baked goods at the Gelato Mill. For more information on the Machine Shop events, history, and restaurants, visit machineshopinc.ca. 3 great places, 1 historic venue.
Hey, we're back. Welcome back to Mornings with Luann and Tim. I'm just singing a little song to my friends Erin and her, Erin is my friend and Jeremy's my new friend. But I was just thinking, these are the people in my neighborhood. So, because I got a pastor and a social worker in my neighborhood and their brother and sister. Hi.
Hi.
Hey. So I know Erin from Women in Crisis. We met almost a year and a half ago now, going on 2 years since we first met. And Jeremy, you're the pastor at the Summit.
Yep.
And your brother and sister.
Absolutely.
But you're not from, neither of you is really from Sault Ste. Marie.
No.
Okay, you guys were born and raised where?
Kapuskasing.
Oh, look, they're in stereo.
That's normal.
Kapuskasing. You went to school out west?
Yes.
For what?
Actually, I took theology.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you also took theology down south?
In Peterborough, yeah.
Peterborough, okay. So who came here first?
I did in 2000.
Okay. How does that work as a pastor? Did you apply for a job, or did they headhunt you, or?
Yeah. Somebody asked me to come and be an assistant pastor at what was then People's Church.
It was the People's Church. When did it become the Summit then?
2016.
You were here by then. Mm-hmm. So you finish university, and you're like, what am I going to do? And you went, I'll go stay with my brother.
I'll go visit my brother. And then I just never left.
So, well, you kind of did, because you went away, and then where'd you meet your husband?
At a little camp up in Kirkland Lake, actually.
My goodness. And then you guys have settled here.
Yes.
So you both have families right here in the Sioux. Isn't that nice? Yeah, I like this whole migration thing. So now you're a member of the congregation.
Yes.
The first time I saw Summit was when you bought the building downtown.
Yeah.
That when I grew up was Davis Clothing.
Yes.
So then you're not in that building. You own the building, but you're no longer.
No, we moved from that location. We started the summit in 2004.
Yeah.
And 2015, space was getting a little small for us.
Yeah.
And then we ended up merging with People's and moved into their building in 2017.
That's pretty cool that you guys sort of found a congregation that required you to actually upsize, right? And I remember also thinking when I first went by the summit, because you had like pictures in the windows. Are they still there?
Yeah.
Of like younger people and stuff. I just remember thinking, this looks like a pretty cool church. Well, because it's on Queen Street and it looked kind of modern.
Yeah.
Is that part of? I mean, have things changed for you guys from when you grew up?
Oh yes,
yeah?
quite a bit. Yeah.
Can you describe sort of like what the feeling is at the summit?
Very friendly, very modern, I guess. That's a great word. So we don't have your typical traditional pews. We have tables and chairs. So you grab a cup of coffee, sit down at a table with some friends, and get to know one another.
Come on.
Yeah.
Totally.
I love that.
Yeah.
And you said you have other denominations too. Like you're just right?
Yeah, we're a very interdenominational. We've got a lot of people from different backgrounds.
Yeah.
A lot of people who were sort of maybe disillusioned with church, and maybe were finding as they had kids and their families starting to grow, they were looking for something.
Yeah.
And so they hear about us and they come check it out, and that's how they end up there.
One of the other sort of, I wouldn't say a mandate, but it's something that you love to do is give back to the community. Yeah. Can you give me some examples in the past of things you've done through the summit to give back to the community?
Well, one of my favorite things that we did right from get-go was at the Santa Claus parade, we would hand out cups of hot chocolate. So, everybody's standing down on Queen Street freezing, and there's our little summit people walking around with cups of hot chocolate, handing it out to people.
So you've had involvement with Rotary and those kinds of events in the community. Mm-hmm. So now you guys are sitting down. Do you have a committee that sits down and thinks about events that you can do in the community to give back? How did the original idea for the first responders happen?
It was out of a brainstorming session after we'd merged. We wanted to do something extra in the community, and kind of honoring our first responders was one of the ideas that came, and as soon as it came out, everybody jumped on it.
Right.
And so we began the process of thinking through what could we do very specifically to honor them, and that's how this event kind of came about.
So the original event was the Thursday, which is going to be next week, and the date on that Thursday is
26.
Okay, so on Thursday, if you are a first responder, or if you know a first responder, share this information with them. On Thursday the 26th, hours from when to when?
All day.
All day.
Like, is there
whenever
a start
the coffee
time?
shop is open.
I think they close around 8 o'clock.
8 o'clock, yeah.
8 p.m. they close?
Yes.
What time do they open?
8
For 12 hours on Thursday.
Yes.
So, and it's my friend Sarah
Huxon at Scott's Coffee.
Sarah Huxon, who was one of the I think she was the second place winner, or just for the first place winner. First place winner 2 years ago in the entrepreneurial
Strive.
Yes. Right? Yeah. So her coffee, Scott's Coffee, has taken off, and she's going to be providing the coffee for you guys.
She will, and also at Shabby Motley.
Shabby Motley.
Yes.
But they're going to be at your location, or is it happening?
Nope.
Both
At
at
their
their own
location.
locations.
So Sarah and Shabby Motley and you guys are all offering. No, wait.
So we aren't. So it's
I've got confused.
first responders, please visit Scott's Coffee or Shabby Motley all day on Thursday for a cup of coffee.
But that's being put together
We're
by
working in partnership with the
partnering
two.
with
I gotcha.
Yes.
So it's not on location at the
No.
summit.
Yeah.
Stop by Shabby Motley, stop by Scott's Coffee,
Yes.
get yourself a free coffee, and Shabby says they'll also probably have a little treat for you
Treat, maybe.
if you're a first responder. What a nice way of giving back. Huh? But then, it didn't stop there.
No.
No.
So then we thought, well, we're doing coffee and that's fun and all. What else can we do?
Right?
Because
and what else
people
can
like
you
to
do?
be busy. So now we're having on Saturday, it's a full carnival. We'd
From
like
coffee
to do things
for first
big.
responders to an entire carnival, you guys. Okay. Is this happening at the summit?
This
Yes,
is at the summit on location.
On second line.
On second.
Now I have to tell you about the best bouncy house we're having. I've never
Yes.
seen this bouncy house ever. We've got 5 bouncy houses, which is fantastic, but this one, you get strapped in.
What are you talking about?
4 corners. You get strapped in. It's like a bungee cord kind of a thing. And they have to shoot baskets, but they're like being boing.
Oh gosh, yes, exactly.
So we're really hoping like some adults are going to get in there. And
Can adults go in it?
Yes.
Absolutely. So if you were down there, Tim, you can jump in.
On the so it's
On
a week from
Saturday.
Saturday. So that's the Saturday the 28th.
28th.
Yeah.
And now for the general public, it's 11 to 4. But there's
Yeah.
more than bouncy houses. Tell us about you got music. you got a couple of bands. You have one of my favorite bands.
We got Mustang Sally will be there. We got Lime that'll be there, and maybe some of the coffee house style bands.
Yeah.
Local artists coming up and playing. We've got carnival games.
Carnival games?
We've got face painting, balloon animals.
Is there
cotton candy?
Is there a charge
popcorn.
to bring your kids up for this?
No.
So it's completely free.
Brought to you by the Summit?
Brought to you by the Summit, yes.
See, these are the people in your neighborhood. That's for 5 hours. But there's some more. Wait. Tell them the other idea you had.
About first responders get all the free food.
Oh, I didn't know about that. Tell me that.
Yes. So we have lots of delicious food, hot dogs and hamburgers.
So you have food vendors there as well?
Food vendors, and if you're a first responder, just come and show your ID, and your dinner's on us.
Mm-hmm. No kidding.
We just
So
want
on
to
the
say
Thursday they got coffee and a treat, and on the Saturday,
It's Love on Your First Responders Weekend.
Yes.
Spread the word.
Okay, but I was also Jeremy. Tell us about what happens before 11 o'clock.
So at 9 o'clock, we're going to have a sensitive carnival. We did a sensitive Santa at our building this past Christmas, and so we wanted to provide that opportunity for the Autism Society.
Were you Santa?
No, I was not.
Okay, but you had a Santa and a Mrs. Claus.
Yeah, we did.
For children with autism.
Yeah.
Okay, and families, their families to go.
Yeah.
So now you're going to do it for the carnival.
For the carnival, allow kids to come and enjoy and look at some
9:30.
9:30 to 11.
So for the first hour and a half before the general public comes at 11, sensitive carnival.
Yeah.
I love it. And once again, no charge.
No charge.
No, just wanna love on our city.
You guys, I'm going to come to visit the Summit.
Good.
Brother and sister team, Aaron and Jeremy. Are there more of you?
Not in the Sioux, but
No.
yes.
Get them here. I like this family. Okay, have a great weekend.
Thank you.
We'll see you. So next Thursday is for the first responders at Shabby Motley and at Scott's Coffee, and then on Saturday we're all going to the Summit to bounce.
Awesome.
And party and carnival and sing and dance and play games. Okay.
Great.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Tim.
And thank you for being with us. Stay tuned. Luann will be right back on Mornings with Luann and Tim.
Recently, the Government of Ontario established a $100 million affordability fund to help Ontarians who don't qualify for low-income conservation programs ease the burden of their electricity bill. Whether you rent or own your home, as long as you pay your electric bill, you could qualify. There are 3 levels of support available. The first is a home energy kit with upgrades like smart power bars and LED light bulbs. The second includes Energy Star appliances that help keep things cool during the hot summer months. The third is for electrically heated homes so that your power bills don't break the bank during those long Canadian winters. Plus, all upgrades, including installation, are completely free of charge. Visit affordabilityfund.org or call 1-855-494-FUND to find out if you qualify.
Who's home? Dad's home. And what's he got? Mouth-watering Little Caesars. Download Fido. Dinner? Consider it served. Little Caesars Ultimate Supreme Box Set. A 5-topping deep dish pizza with delicious Italian cheese bread. And I got it for $12. It's Little Caesars and a whole lot of tasty. Hot and ready.
Welcome back to the show. You know what?
I got cookie in my teeth. I was just eating an eyeball.
I don't yet, because I'd have it all over my face.
Okay, what?
Want to say a huge thank you to Casey's Security this morning for sponsoring the morning show for us. We certainly appreciate it, you guys. I know you're on holidays this week, but your staff is taking care of business. So
their mom came to visit from the East Coast.
Yes, it's so cute.
Yeah, they came to visit us.
She finally came.
Yeah.
She finally came. Maroon 5.
Adam Levine.
Yes.
Does he still sing with them?
Yeah.
Okay.
Actually, they just dropped a brand new track, and it's called Memories. And he says that it's for anybody who has ever experienced loss, so it's for everybody.
Right.
Right?
Right.
So he's looking forward to hearing, you know, the first reactions to it and stuff. They just dropped it.
Does he record as Adam Levine? He does, doesn't he? Like, isn't he one of those guys who's managed to still stay with Maroon 5 but also have an individual recording career as a solo artist? I kind of think so.
Really, eh?
I think Adam Levine sings without Maroon 5. Oh, look, there's the cover for it.
Yeah, but you know what? I wonder if that's the case because he was busy on The Voice for so long.
And now he's not on The Voice anymore. I'm going to kind of miss him on The Voice. He stepped down. Yeah. Just because he was the funniest one.
Was he? Was he really? I know there was like a little
between him and Blake.
Yeah.
It was really fun, yeah. But Kelly, I liked the show. Who's on now? John Legend.
Kelly, Gwen Stefani.
The wife. See, I don't know if I'm
not the wife. They're together. They're not married.
They're not married, but they have a kid together.
No.
Gwen and Blake Shelton.
Yeah.
They don't have a child.
No.
Anyway,
Gwen.
I don't know about that whole relationship thing being on the show. Could be a different dynamic. I don't know if I'm going to like it or not. I guess I'll see.
So John Legend and Blake and
Gwen, and then Taylor Swift is going to be the mega mentor.
The mega mentor.
That's what I was reading about.
What?
Taylor Swift and Kanye. I got so involved I forgot to make notes about it.
She's done with him.
So the controversy started when she was winning an award.
Yes, years ago, like 15 years ago.
She was brand new.
Yes.
And she was winning Artist of the Year or Video of the Year or something. And while she's making her acceptance speech, this was pretty well known, he jumped up out of the audience onto the stage and said, I'm going to let you finish, but I just got to say that Beyonce's thing was the best
video.
ever.
So she was getting the Video of the Year award.
So Taylor was young, off-put. She went backstage. She cried. It upset her.
Well, yeah.
And in her mind, what she says is, I wanted his respect. I was a young artist. He was Kanye West. She's Beyonce. I wanted them to like me, and I wanted respect from them. And so I forgave him because he was really super apologetic. She said we kind of became friends. They actually went for dinner and stuff. Okay, so he's made up. So then the next one is he's getting the Vanguard Award at a future VMA ceremony, and he calls her. She said it was an hour-long conversation where he's like, "It would really mean the world to me if you would give me this Vanguard Award at the VMAs."
Like, so I'd be thrilled.
Like, "Oh wow!" And it would show the world that we've reconciled.
Right?
Isn't that nice? She's like, "Wow, that's cool." So she goes to the VMA Awards. She presents him with the Vanguard Award. She's standing with her arm around his wife's waist, and then he says, "And MTV got Taylor Swift to give me this award for ratings." After he asked her to be there, she said that her body, a chill went through her body. She was like, "What?" Okay.
How mean is that?
Then he sends her flowers and apologizes and please, and then apparently he says that he called her to get her permission to call her, because there's a lyric in one of his songs where he says, I made that bitch famous.
Yes.
Yeah. She says there was no phone call. He never asked her about using that lyric in the song.
Kim Kardashian actually
says she has a recording of it.
Yes, says she has one.
So anyway, Taylor Swift says at that point, she's like,
"Yeah,
we're done,
finished."
So that guy,
he's anything for publicity, even bad publicity. It's kind of a shame,
So. Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
She's been through a lot. See, okay.
You know what? Yeah.
You
have sympathy.
I do. I know. I like her as a person and as a personality.
I think she's lovely. I think she's smart. I think she sticks to her guns.
And I gotta give it up. That little pop.
Yes.
Song. I like that. You know who's got new songs that I'm not crazy about? Celine Dion.
Celine Dion.
3 new tracks, and 2 of them are just like, what are you doing? Anyway.
Oh, I gotta hear those.
Check it out. Luann has the news next, so stay with us. You want to hear what's going on in Sault Ste. Marie and beyond? She'll tell you right after this.
Since 1899, the Machine Shop has been a unique space for innovation and creativity. Once a leading pulp and paper company, the Machine Shop was built by Francis H. Clerg, which later became part of St. Mary's Paper in 1984. After the closure of St. Mary's Paper in 2011, the Machine Shop spent 4 years vacant. In 2015, the Machine Shop reopened their doors to the community for the first time. From weddings to galas to concerts and festivals, the one-of-a-kind venue has something for everyone. We are proud to work with the community and local nonprofits to host major events such as Festival of Trees, Pearls and Plaid, an evening at Hogwarts, and more. While you're here, wind down at the Mill Steakhouse and Wine Bar for a quiet dining experience, or watch a game and try a wood fire oven pizza and local draft at the Boiler Room. Don't forget to save room for house-made gelato and baked goods at the Gelato Mill. For more information on the Machine Shop events, history, and restaurants, visit machineshopinc.ca. 3 great places, 1 historic venue.
Past year we've been celebrating our 65th anniversary, dating back to services originating in our community in 1954, which is quite some time ago. It's been a great opportunity this past year to recognize the pioneers, the stakeholders that worked tirelessly to create what we are today. I'm grateful for everything that the families 65 years ago and the people that assembled the organization have done in order for us to achieve the success that we're experiencing 65 years later.
First Nations organizations are coming together to build a $40 million project on the 15-acre waterfront gateway site. The plan was unveiled at an information session for media yesterday at the Civic Center. The plan will go before Council on Monday night for approval. Green space, apartment buildings, and cultural centers are all part of the mix planned for the site, located adjacent to the Gateway Casino and the Canal District. The plan calls for 120 apartment units between 2 high-rise towers. The development represents an initial investment of $40 million with the potential of additional expansion.
I was incredibly disappointed when I saw the comments of the leader of the Liberal Party, or the picture rather. There is no place in our country to take pictures or act in that way.
All the major party leaders' campaign plans were disrupted yesterday by news that Liberal leader Justin Trudeau dressed in black and brown face more than once as a teenager and younger man. Trudeau asked for forgiveness. NDP leader Jagmeet Singh talked about how hurtful it is to people who experience racism regularly to see the Prime Minister in racist costumes. And Conservative leader Andrew Scheer said Trudeau's apologies are hollow because he hasn't told the full truth.
I didn't understand how hurtful this is to people who live with discrimination every single day. I have always acknowledged that I come from a place of privilege, but I now need to acknowledge that that comes with a massive blind spot. I have dedicated my leadership and my service to Canada to try and counter intolerance and racism everywhere I can. But this has been a personally a moment where I've had to reflect on the fact that wanting to do good and wanting to do better simply isn't good enough, and you need to take responsibility for mistakes that hurt people who thought I was an ally.
It's not for me to forgive, it's for Canadians to forgive him if they choose to or not. But I have to really point out what we're seeing now is an ongoing pattern of behavior that's really going to hurt Canadians. They're going to see the Prime Minister mocking the realities that so many Canadians live with. And it is not a joke. Racism means that people are hurt physically, they're hurt mentally, they don't get the jobs that they need and want. It has hurt people in such a horrible way. It can never be something that is made light of. And I'm really more and more thinking about how much this is going to hurt Canadians. To see more and more images coming out is just going to make that pain even deeper. It's going to make Canadians think about what they've gone through in their lives, how it's hurt them in their lives. And I want folks to really know that they are valued, they are loved, they have worth. Don't let these images make you question your own self-worth.
As I said, if we want to talk about a candidate who would never pass a Conservative vetting process, it's the Liberal candidate for Papineau, who has lied to Canadians, who interfered in a criminal prosecution, who broke ethics laws twice, who brought a convicted terrorist along to a state function, and now once again has lied to Canadians. That individual would never pass a Conservative vetting process, and I believe that if you're running for Prime Minister, the highest office in this land, you need to be held to a higher standard.
Police in Elliott Lake have charged an elderly man for allegedly trying to kill a trapped raccoon with a pitchfork and a pail of water. They say a neighbor heard screeching coming from a backyard and saw the scene unfold. Constable Phil Young says officers aren't sure whether the animal survived. He says the neighbor reported seeing the man get into his vehicle with the raccoon and drive off. When the suspect returned, the cage was empty. Police say the man will answer to a cruelty charge in court late next month.
I hit that water, poof, that was it. Car's floating.
Car was floating.
Oh yeah, car floating.
At least 2 people are known dead as the remnants of tropical storm Imelda bring massive floods into the Houston area and East Texas. Others were still being rescued last night.
The preliminary information we have is that the van was traveling westbound towards Bush Airport. As it approached the underpass, they could see that the water line was around 7 or 8 feet maybe, and the vehicle continued to go forward. It did come to a pause, and according to witnesses, for some unknown reason, he just punched it and tried to drive through it some more, which didn't make sense. They did try to go in water to see if they could pull him out to no avail. There's continuing just to coordinate check the entire bottom of it. We also have some divers out here, so we're going to be out here for a little bit, and I came to check on my guys as well. It's very traumatic. We've been going call to call all day nonstop.
A Northern Ontario utility says it didn't have to fish long for answers when fixing a power outage yesterday morning. North Bay Hydro says the electricity cut was caused by a walleye that landed on a pole-mounted transformer. Hydro officials say the fish was likely dropped by a bird. They also joked that a strong-armed resident at loose ends might be throwing fish around. Crews restored power to the affected area within about an hour.
This past year, we've been celebrating our 65th anniversary, dating back to services originating in our community in 1954, which is quite some time ago. It's been a great opportunity this past year to recognize the pioneers, the stakeholders that worked tirelessly to create what we are today. I'm grateful for everything that the families 65 years ago and the people that assembled the organization have done in order for us to achieve the success that we're experiencing 65 years later.
Maitland Ford is a family-owned dealership that's been around with the Ford franchise since 1984.
What I love about my Ford, I love the technology. I love the way it rides, I love the way the seats hug me, and I love the control I have right at the steering wheel.
When they say that it's a true family atmosphere, it is 100%. They've been in business for close to 50 years.
Employee pricing is back. That means you pay what we pay for a Ford SUV, F-150, Ranger, or Mustang.
You pay what we pay.
Absolutely.
In your home, lighting is just as important as style.
With PowerView Motorization from Hunter Douglas, you can schedule your shades to light up the room, create privacy, or both, automatically. No hands required.
So your shades will always be in the right place at the right time in style. And it's only from Hunter Douglas.
Welcome back, and we want to say thank you to State of the North, the 3rd annual conference on September the 26th September the 26th of this month. Okay, so State of the North is sponsored by Northern Policy Institute. This year's theme is Future North. So they're going to take, you're going to go in there, you're going to talk about what the city needs, what you think about the city, you're going to give your input, you're going to listen to speakers, and then they're going to take all the information and the data they get and have a report, and it's going to be all about the future of Sault Ste. Marie, and they're sponsoring our show. State of the North, 3rd annual conference, September 26th at the Delta.
You know how I feel about reboots.
You're not fond of them.
No, I'm not fond of a reboot.
And one of the reasons is we shared this. Is it so hard to come up with a new idea? Do we have to go back and read? Yeah. So
and it's not to say that some of these reboots aren't good, but that's it. For me, it's the originality. Sarah Jessica Parker did an interview with Entertainment Tonight, and they did this little segment with one of the co-hosts, and it's called Sip and Spill, because Sarah Jessica Parker, who's of course a fashion icon, is making wine now. She's making white wine, and it's called In Vivo X. And she, during the interview, every time she is asked a question and she doesn't want to answer it, she has to take a sip of wine. So it's kind of fun. But she talked about how she never thought she would be such a wine person, but she said then my kids got to a certain age where I could be like, okay, they're in bed, I'm safe, I'm gonna have a glass of wine. So she just loves her glass of wine. Anyway, she was asked about whether or not she would ever do Sex in the City again.
Okay.
Because of course you have to ask her that. I mean, the movie happened, but her and the Canadian actress,
the blonde one.
Yes.
Kim Cattrall.
Kim Cattrall, thank you.
Good for me.
Look at you go. Yes.
I'm firing on all pistons today.
They had a falling out.
Yes, they did.
Public media wise or social media wise. So she said, I would actually like to see what they're up to. So as current people,
as the characters
they've
today.
aged, so they've aged and stuff, and so that's
there's a possibility.
So she said she wouldn't call it a reboot though; she would call it a revisit.
Okay,
but I wonder if Kim Cattrall would ever come back and do something with that show anymore, because they've been squawking.
Who's the other one? She's a politician now, or she ran the third one.
Oh yes, redhead. We're so good with names,
aren't we? The tall redhead who ran for whatever the senator, whatever. Governorship. I think she ran for governorship.
Yeah, and she didn't get it.
No, she didn't.
No.
There's another reboot they're talking about. Oh, look, I'm wearing my shirt already.
Yes.
This is coming up next, CrimeStoppers. You're wondering, where'd that shirt come from? Another reboot was Saved by the Bell. Is that the one?
Oh my God!
They had Screech and they had Zach Morrison, whatever.
Screech is a mess.
Yeah,
Screech grew up into this mess.
Yeah. And so now, Zach Morris ended up with the actor who played Zach Morris, John Michael Blooded or whatever, Michael, I don't even know what his name is, it's 3 names. He ended up on what, NYPD Blue?
NYPD Blue.
Okay, but the other two, Elizabeth Berkley, what was that movie that she did with the strippers? No J-Lo, I'll tell you that. And then the guy, who's the other guy? He's got...
Mario Lopez.
Mario Lopez. So Mario Lopez and Elizabeth Berkley say they're going to do this reboot, and that the character of Zach Morris is now going to be a governor. Well, then the actor who played Zach Morris said, I have not been approached about doing a reboot of Saved by the Bell. So I don't know what they're talking about, basing it on me being the governor.
Maybe we should get our ducks in a row before we start.
So would people tune in just to see Mario Lopez and Elizabeth Berkley on a reboot of Saved by the Bell?
I bet they would, because they're gorgeous and were gorgeous in the original, and I bet people want to see how they're aging.
Mario Lopez, though, doesn't he have a bit of a mouthpiece for the conservative right?
I don't know.
I think so.
He's hosting a show, I know.
Is he?
Yeah, so he's still pretty active.
One time we were at Algoma University for a comedy show, and I was taking a music course there, and I was with Keith, and Keith is 19 years younger than I am, and we're sitting there, and I laughed at something, and the comedian out of the audience, looked at me and said, "Are you a teacher? What are you doing here?"
No.
He said, "You look like a retired Zach Morris."
Oh, complimented, sort of.
So I left.
Okay, I gotta go now.
We do have to go, because coming on the show next, I've got Tom and Si are talking about
CrimeStoppers.
CrimeStoppers. If I can't read it, I can't say it. Okay, we'll be back right after this on Mornings with Lou Ann and Tim.
Past year we've been celebrating our 65th anniversary, dating back to services originating in our community in 1954, which is quite some time ago. It's been a great opportunity this past year to recognize the pioneers, the stakeholders that worked tirelessly to create what we are today. I'm grateful for everything that the families 65 years ago and the people that assembled the organization have done in order for us to achieve the success that we're experiencing 65 years later.
It was really weird. Yeah. This is my mother's diamond. Hi! We're back, yeah. Okay. I told you we were having Tom Burmaster Saya. I don't remember your last name.
Baki.
I'm just going to call you Saya. Finnish, aren't you?
I am.
Okay, yeah.
I am.
But not finished yet.
Not finished.
We're just getting started. How many years has CrimeStoppers been in Sault Ste. Marie now?
This will be our 35th coming up next year.
Happy anniversary, 35 years. How long were you in police services?
30.
Wow, Tom. Maybe people remember Tom from coming into their schools at one time. Yeah.
1988 to 1995, and
wow.
I'm still here.
And you're still here.
And the kids still remember me. I don't know whether that's good or bad. But,
no,
they still do.
I think it's a good thing. Why are we wearing these T-shirts? What are we?
We are.
Are these just your always? Do you always have these T-shirts out?
This is basically, if you look at what CrimeStoppers is, it's hear something, see something.
Say it here.
Say it here.
Let's go back to why CrimeStoppers started in the first place.
Okay. Basically, a situation arose where there was a murder that took place. The officer in charge, they were having difficulty getting people to come forward to offer any kind of evidence that could lead to perhaps a solution. The young officer came up with the idea that if we went to the media and had a reenactment done of the murder, and maybe somebody would click onto it. Then you went to the community and said, do you think it's possible if we got somebody to come forward that we could reward them for the information that they had to give us? Biggest aspect they felt back then was that fear and apathy aspect of being recognized.
Apathy meaning people not caring?
Not caring.
And fear of being recognized.
Yeah,
so those were two reasons why people weren't reporting.
So what they did was
try to remove those.
They come up with the anonymity clause, where if you've got information to provide, your name is never given, you're never required to go to court, your information is taken to the police coordinator of the program, it's sent to the police agencies for their investigative purposes. If it leads to an arrest, then you're subject to having a reward, and that's where the money aspect came in. Well, that murder was solved in 74 hours.
74 hours?
Yeah, and they've been investigating it for the better part of 3 months.
and boom, like that. The anonymity was the key.
That was the key thing.
You mentioned something before we came to air that Luann picked up on. You said they don't have to appear in court now, and that's been challenged 3 times, and it's gone to the Supreme Court.
There has been a Supreme Court decision on 3 separate occasions where they have upheld the purpose of what CrimeStoppers was.
Which is, you don't have to appear in court.
No.
Okay. No. That's amazing to know. Now, the reward money, that's what you have to keep in a pot somehow, right? And that's why you do a lot of fundraising in the community to keep that money there so that you've got the reward money available to encourage people to come out and be anonymous and report these tips.
Exactly. Fundraising events are what keeps us going.
Right.
Yeah.
So, and when you are able to convict a criminal, you're obviously taking crime off the streets.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
So as a community, one thing that we can do is support CrimeStoppers, and that's going to help reduce the amount of crime in our communities.
If I can give you a couple of figures.
You go right ahead, Tom.
Because of the nature of CrimeStoppers, we can't relate good feeling stories, but we can give you statistics. We've had over 4,300 arrests. We've had over 2,600 cases that have been cleared. We've paid over $450,000 in rewards over the 35 years. And if we look at property seized, drugs seized, close to $11 million. That's just based on statistics of that nature.
Wow.
It's not looking at homicides that have been solved. It's not looking at arsons. It's not looking at break and enters. It's not looking at major offenses.
That's on top of all of this.
It's on top of all this. So that's where I would say the importance of CrimeStoppers is to our community. It's reduced policing cost.
Yes.
Because it lessens investigative necessity.
Sure.
And it's helped the community.
The community obviously is understanding the importance of CrimeStoppers because the responses that you get to the events and the draws that you put on is phenomenal.
Yeah.
For instance, your is it the trip of the month?
Trip of the month just finished. That was a sold out. That was our second one. And
so for those people who don't understand what trip of the month is, you pay $150, and every month for 12 months there's a draw for a trip, a fabulous trip, and you can win. Your name stays in there for the whole 12 months for that $150. And those tickets sold out.
Those were sold out. Yeah. So we have a new draw starting in December. So for the first 12 days of December, we will draw for a trip ticket. Those again for a trip.
Is that trip of the month or is that the 12 days of Christmas?
That's 12 days of Christmas.
Okay, so this is a whole separate thing.
Yeah, this is a brand new one.
If you want, so once again, to support the community is $150, but how many trips? 12
in a row. Yeah, we do it 12 days in a row.
Every single day you do a draw in December for a vacation and cash.
And
so there's 3 cash prizes, $500 each. And 12 trips. And you can also choose a cash voucher, not a cash voucher, rather a travel voucher. Some of them are valued up to like $5,400.
Yeah.
These trips are,
awesome.
You want to give us a little bit of a rundown on some of the trips that you have? Do you have the flyer, Tom? Yeah. Here, the tickets are phenomenal. The tickets are like a magazine. This is what you get when you buy the ticket, you guys.
That's the ticket there.
Here, I can hold this up for this camera over here. There we go. So there's all the 12 different trips that are available in this ticket. Can somebody go online and find all these? Are they listed anywhere?
They can. It's on our Facebook.
Yeah.
What's your Facebook called? CrimeStoppers Sault Ste. Marie?
www.SaultSte.com.
That's your website. SiouxCrimeStoppers.com
is the website.
And there's probably a CrimeStoppers Facebook. All you have to do is Google CrimeStoppers Sault Ste. Marie and you'll get everything you need to know.
You can also call the office at 705-759-5081 for tickets.
759-5081. Your office is located in the Police Services building?
Yep.
Front desk, they just asked for
Wouldn't it be nice to go into the front desk of the police station and just to be able to say, I want to buy a ticket, not like I got to pay for a ticket? You know what I mean?
and just so you know, we have a special guest coming for the last draw.
Who is going to do the final draw, Tom Burmaster?
We made a request to the workshop in the North Pole, and the Jolly Elf has agreed to make it.
You have some major connections, don't you?
I would like to think I do. I would like to think I do. And just so you're aware as well, Tim, we have our shredding event tomorrow.
Oh, the shredding. Okay, so this is if you've got any kind of documents that you want to get rid of, that you don't want, that nobody should see, credit card statement, what
personal business, business documents. We're actually accepting electronics and scrap metal as well.
You're taking electronics and scrap metal?
Scrap metal.
Where are you doing this, Tom?
At Winners Chamber Mall.
Winners Parking Lot. Oh, I know where you're right out front there where they do the tree chipping and all that stuff too.
And I think the bonus that we're recognizing this year is that J&B Shredding is our co-sponsor.
Nice.
They are donating their time, their vehicles, and they are actually going to have their shredding vehicle there so people can actually watch.
That's tomorrow, Saturday.
Tomorrow from
watch
10
their
until
documents
3.
being shredded.
You can watch your documents being shredded and know that it's being done from 10 a.m. till
3 p.m.
5 hours, 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Bring your documents.
And our tickets will be there for
You're going to have
as
tickets
well.
on sale in the parking lot. If you're driving by and you want to win a ticket, buy a ticket. It's all happening right there. Have your 100. How much to shred the documents?
There's a
donation.
By donation to support Crime Stoppers. Thank you for all you do in the community. Saya, Tom, great to see you again.
Nice to see
have
you.
a wonderful weekend.
You as well.
Saturday they'll be in the parking lot shredding
We'll be in the
stuff.
lot.
And we'll be right here after this commercial break on Mornings with Luann and Tim.
Maitland Ford is a family-owned dealership that's been around with the Ford franchise since 1984.
What I love about my Ford, I love the technology. I love the way it rides. I love the way the seats hug me, and I love the control I have right at the steering wheel.
When they say that it's a true family atmosphere, it is 100%. They've been in business for close to 50 years.
Employee pricing is back. That means you pay what we pay for a Ford SUV, F-150, Ranger, or Mustang.
You pay
What we pay.
Absolutely.
Welcome to the Machine Shop, our historic venue and gathering place for friends and family. Built in 1899 on the site of a Northwest Company trading post. Today we are a go-to venue hosting many expos, concerts, weddings, and more. While you're here, choose one of our dining experiences. Enjoy a quiet dinner at the Mill Steakhouse and Wine Bar, watch a game and try wood fire oven pizza and local draft at the Boiler Room, or treat yourself every day to gelato and local coffee at the Gelato Mill. For more information on the Machine Shop, visit machineshopinc.ca.
Recently, the Government of Ontario established a $100 million affordability fund to help Ontarians who don't qualify for low-income conservation programs ease the burden of their electricity bill. Whether you rent or own your home, as long as you pay your electric bill, you could qualify. There are 3 levels of support available. The first is a home energy kit with upgrades like smart power bars and LED light bulbs. The second includes Energy Star appliances that help keep things cool during the hot summer months. The third is for electrically heated homes so that your power bills don't break the bank during those long Canadian winters. Plus, all upgrades including installation are completely free of charge. Visit affordabilityfund.org or call 1-855-494-FUND to find out if you qualify.
I just want to say that, some people go, $150. Well,
Right.
there's only 600 tickets, so your chances of winning are really excellent and also great cause, right?
And amazing prizes.
Oh, wait till you see the trips, like seriously.
My
Everything from Great
goodness.
Wolf Lodge to the Caribbean cruises is fantastic.
I want to say thank you for watching, especially Mike in Costa Rica.
Hey, Costa Rica's watching.
Absolutely appreciate your time. Have a great, great weekend. Thank you to KC Security for sponsoring the morning show every day. We appreciate you guys. And we hope that you have an awesome weekend.
We'll be back live on Monday morning. See you then.
Bye.
Thank you.